Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over 5 raids you should be farming weekly. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, coming in at number 1 we have ULDUAR. Now ULDUAR is one of my most favourite raids in order to farm. The reason behind this is mainly because it's so dead simple and it provides you with a variety of different types of things. Now I would recommend running in as a tailor, as you will pick up more frostweave cloth, which you then can disenchant and turn into infinite dust, which sells for a hell of a lot more than frostweave cloth. Now along with this, you are able to pick up a decent amount of raw gold through this. You pick up roughly around about 1,000 to 1,200 raw gold, and additionally you also pick up a wide variety of different types of battle pets unique to this raid. Now I would recommend that if you run this on an alt, you can then do other farms while in the meantime. But obviously this is a once per week thing, so you have a chance of getting each of the battle pets, and if you're actually very lucky you get all of them, but I've never to this day had all of the battle pets in one run. You're roughly going to average around about 4 battle pets out of the initial all, and at the end of the day the best ones that you're going to be looking for are the ones from Yogg-Saron and the one that you get from Hodir. Now these guys give you a wide variety of different types of battle pets in order to sell on the auction house, so that's an extra load of gold right there, and along with that, with the raw gold and the frostweave, you can also pick up a lot of different types of materials, such as if you also just do this normally on a random character, you're going to pick up a lot of different types of transmog items, which you can either disenchant for infinite dust, or you can also sell those on the auction house. Now bear in mind that Wrath of the Lich King, different types of transmogs sell kind of slow in the grand scheme of transmogs, and it will take a while for you to get the initial gold overall. So my recommendation is to actually focus heavily on disenchanting the stuff for the week, and even if you aren't an enchanter, you can just disenchant this as and when you go to your garrison, as if you have an enchanting emporium you can disenchant anything under WoD. So that's pretty damn good and a nice little tidbit right there. Other than that, if you are an engineer, you can also use your engineering skill on scrapping the XT and the Flame Leviathan. This will give you a wide variety of different types of materials, such as Saronite bars, Eternals, and also Runed Orbs. These can be sold on the auction house for a pretty penny. Not so much the Runed Orbs, but more along the lines of the Saronite and Eternals, which you are basically getting for nothing. Other than that, let's move on to number 2. For number 2 is ICC. Now ICC, in the grand scheme of raw gold, only initially gives you around about 700 gold. If you do this on 25 man or 10 man, make sure it is not heroic, as you will be able to get hold of the Drudge Remains. This is a battle pet in particular which you'll be farming for. This is roughly around about 9% drop chance from the Lich King himself, so you will have to do the entire raid in order to get hold of it. Now the Drudge Remains do vary on server to server basis, but the average going rate for it is around about 35,000 gold. I do find that this battle pet sells rather fast in the grand scheme of battle pets, and this is why I like to run this on all of my alts. If you do this with an alt army, you're most likely going to be getting a Drudge Remains when you do it, and you'll also be able to get a decent amount of gold alongside that. Additionally as well, if you run this with a tailor, such as with ULDUAR, you are most likely going to be getting hold of a lot of frostweave cloth and also transmog items, which you can either sell or you can turn them into infinite dust. I find that this is a very helpful thing for Wrath of the Lich King, as infinite dust is probably by far one of the best things you could probably do with any of the crap scrap that you get hold of. Other than that, all of the other battle pets only sell for roughly around about 100 to 200 gold each, and they aren't worth at all that much. You're mainly going in here for the raw gold and the different types of materials and the one-off battle pet. Everything else is just secondary to this actual farm, but I find that this farm to be the most easiest in order to navigate and do. This is why I've put this on the list. Coming in at number 3, we have one that we don't really talk about all that much, and that is KAHRAZAN. KAHRAZAN is by far one of my most favourite raid farms, and that is because of its wide variety of different types of things. Now, being that it is a BC raid, you do get a heavy amount of awesome different types of transmogs which you can sell on the auction house that sell faster than usual. Along with that, you also can get a hold of the Blade of Wizardry from this, so you can also sell a lightsaber basically. Other than that, you do get the chance of getting hold of loads of different types of battle pets. Now, the best one that I would find is from the last boss, and that is the abyssal type creature. And that one sells for a pretty penny, such as around about 7,000 to 10,000 gold. Other than that, the others sell for a little bit less, such as the ones from like the Curator, and those ones sell for a couple of thousand gold each. Now, those ones are pretty damn easy to get a hold of. That is why the other one sells for a lot more, because you have to do the chess event, and not many people like to do the chess event. How you get past the chess event is pretty simple. You just pretty much just spam 2, which is your attack, and you'll pretty much win near on all of the time. There has been a few instances where I've lost, but the majority of the time you just win. So just spam 2 for like 5 minutes and you'll be good. Other than that, you do get a wide variety of different types of crafting materials which you can then sell on the auction house. The soul essence in particular doesn't sell for all that much, but the thing you're most notably going to be going in for is the netherweave cloth. You get a wide amount of this, which you then can turn into netherweave bags and sell on the auction house for a couple of gold each. Now, in the grand scheme of things, netherweave bags don't sell for all that much. It's roughly around about 10 to 20 gold each. But at the end of the day, they sell fast, and I mean fast. Especially if you're in a high-pop server, people usually go for the netherweave, like when they're making an ult, because it just does the bag space rather well, especially for leveling. Other than that, if you utilise your tailoring, you can also craft a load of the crafted transmog items which sell for a lot more, especially as you're getting hold of the load of the crafting reagents in order to make them. So you're not really wasting that much time, you're more utilising what you get through your time and turning that into more gold overall. Along with that, I do like to disenchant only the stuff that isn't necessary. So things like rings, I get rid of those immediately, and necklaces. Now, some people say that they sell. I don't like selling them because they take forever and a day in order to sell. Now, at the end of the day, KAHRAZAN is a great farm in order to do, and you have a chance of getting the horse mount, which is pretty damn cool, and I still don't have it to this date, so I need to do it a bit more than usual. Coming in at number 4, we have the Siege of ORGRIMMAR. Now, the Siege of ORGRIMMAR is by far one of my most favourite farms in order to do, mainly because it's so easy to do. Now, I say to do quite a lot in this video, but at the end of the day, we should go over to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and go over to the Lore Walkers. They have a little guy NPC who will take you to all of the different types of mop raids, so you can actually farm these. But more in particular, I do the Siege of ORGRIMMAR, and that pretty much suffices, so to speak. Now, there are others, such as the Throne of Thunder and all of those ones, but the Siege of ORGRIMMAR gives you the most bang for your buck. Now, for literally around about 10 minutes in order to do each and every week, you have a chance of getting things like the Droplet of Yasharaj, which sells on average for around about 50,000 gold. Now, the drop chance on it is relatively low, considering all of the other battle pets you get along with there, but you also get things like the Black Fuse Bombling, which sells for an average of around about 15k. These battle pets that you get from MOP are widely sought after, and they sell rather fast in the grand scheme of things. Now, I find that the MOP raids are much more easier to do now, obviously, because we're higher levels, and and for the time you invest in farming this, you're going to get more gold overall over time. Now, if you park a load of alts next to the lore walkers that you don't actually use, you can pretty much do this and still be able to get some decent gold just by doing 10 minutes on a character. So the more alts you have, the more chances of getting like the droplet or the bombling or the son of Animus. You can sell these on the auction house for amazing gold, and this is primarily a battle pet farm. So at the end of the day, I find that this farm is by far one of my most favourite and most time efficient gold farms that I like to do. Now, coming in at number 5, we have the Sunwell. Now, the Sunwell is, it's been talked about so much, the Sunwell. It's just so good. Mainly because it is that good. All you have to do is run in, gather up all of the mobs up to the first boss, burn them down, reset the instance. This is a brilliant farm in order to do, and you can do this as long as you don't take out any bosses. You can do this pretty much infinitely. This is a great transmog farm in order to do, because you get a load of high ticket transmog items for BC, along with a lot of different types of recipes. Now, you can pick up some amazing recipes that are well over like 20k at the minimum, and the rest of them go even higher than that. I find that this farm is by far one of my most favourite, and you also get a load of different types of crafting materials for dual crafting and tailoring, which you can sell flat on the auction house or craft them into something. Primarily, don't touch the dual crafting stuff, as once you've actually crafted with it, no one really wants to touch it. But other than that, it is a brilliant farm in order to do overall. And if you want to complete the raid, you can get the chance of getting hold of the Sunblade Sentry. Now, the Sunblade Micro Defender. Now, this battle pet averages around about 5,000 to 7,000 gold a piece, and it drops off of the second boss. Now, the rest of the other battle pets aren't worth all that much, so I wouldn't invest your time doing that. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for the Sunwell, because it is that straightforward and that good. I hope that you like this video on the raids that you should be doing, like 5 raids you should be doing, and hopefully you have got some takeaways for this. If you know of any other raids that are worth your time in actually farming, please put them down in the comment section down below. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys, and I shall see you soon.